What happened to Lieutenant Corbis? Look, everyone's story on the internet is different, but the meat and potatoes of it are there. Basically, she got sucked into the alt-right. Now let me flash you guys back to 2016. Oh yes, 2016. What a wonderful time. Where the top dogs on YouTube were PewDiePie, iDubbbz, Jacksepticeye. Beefy is here, Grade A, Under A, and Pyrocynical being some of the top dog heavy hitters of the commentary scene. But in comes Lieutenant Corbis. Now, what made Lieutenant Corbis interesting is that she was 11. She was this girl in 5th or 6th grade making these crazy, wild commentaries.
The lazy cunt I am is just I'm being a lazy cunt. That's the thing. I'm a shitty YouTuber. It's just like a big cluster. What fuck nothing. Some good shit. I'm a pussy.
Yeah, I know. That's a big thing for a little girl to be saying. And she wasn't getting much views until Pyrocynical decided to give her a shout out in this video. And that's when she started blowing up. Now, I feel like a lot of people like me, who was also very young at that time, enjoyed watching her, right? Because you have these adults sitting there and commentating, and that's all great and dandy, but then you had this kid doing it, right? And that's kind of an inspiration because it's like, oh my God, I'm around that age and she's doing it. And she's really, really popular. And it was very basic. I mean, she pretty much just picked a topic and said every swear word in the book. Actually, what made it so interesting was that this is an 11-year-old doing this. And to her credit, she did have some pretty crafty quips in there, some pretty mature humor. Now, my personal opinion, I think she was suffering from something I call parentitis, which basically means you are not social. You are spending all of your time with adults. And that's why you make jokes that adults get and adults like to listen to. And even kids who are, I guess, a little more mature want to hear what an adult has to say, right? So you really get sucked into that when you're a kid, especially, oh, she's so mature. Well, maybe. You know, she spends all her time around adults. Who was teaching her how to swear like this? Who was teaching her these dark jokes, this crafty, actually kind of funny humor on the dark side? Well, we really couldn't tell you. I actually hit her up for an interview and she was very polite about it, but she ended up declining, and I asked her, you know, why quit YouTube? She probably should have said why quit content creation, but she ended up telling me she just got banned. I didn't want to push any further than that, which this would have been one of my questions, but like I said, the only thing is either a older sibling or the parent. Now, you're being taught to swear like that at a very, very young age. So yeah, you could still be normal, but there's also probably something a little darker going on. And as she got older, probably being sucked in to that darker mindset, seeing how the world truly is, she got heavy into alt-right. And a few years from that, she was basically a neo. And then this is where things get a little fucky, right? And her actions that led up to this, she has this Discord chat and she kind of goes off. I mean, I'm not going to read this, and then she starts getting really, really hateful to the homosexuals, the Muslims. I don't know if she got hateful to any other community, but still, like that's bad enough. And you know, look, you want to crack some jokes with your friends. I get it. This wasn't joking. This was hatred. And look, I'm totally one of those guys that says, oh, the internet's too soft. Jokes are jokes. You're cracking jokes, whatever. These weren't jokes. This was mean-spirited. She said everything that she said, she meant it. This is turning the switch from somebody who was, oh, look at that 11-year-old swear and make dark jokes to, oh, wow, this is getting really, really racist. Okay. She kept getting strike and ban and strike and ban. And then eventually YouTube just permabanned her account, which, you know, you keep getting strikes. And she went on this whole tear about like, oh, my freedom of speech is being violated. Dude, YouTube's a private company. There is no freedom of speech. They can tell you whatever you want. And look, just to clarify the freedom of speech thing, I'm a very, very, very big fan of freedom of speech. I think it should be accepted wherever. But with that being said, especially with a private company like YouTube, if something is so hateful and so negative, and especially so blatantly incorrect, and they don't want it on the platform, of course it should not be allowed on the platform. It is what it is. You deal with it. And obviously these Discord messages that I'm not going to get into because they're very, very hateful. So she kind of turned into a total neo, she uploads on this now. It's I tried to dig in and see if I could find anything else, as obviously she didn't want to get bothered anymore through the email exchange we had. But then she started a BitChute, but she has one video on it from 6 years ago, so that's kind of a nothing burger. She hasn't posted anything on Instagram, although she does have a Twitter account called Sewer Nugget. She doesn't post too much about it on there. Her last real post was a Happy Easter. So I think she really fell deep into that alt-right lifestyle. And especially because, it seems that she's Christian now. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a full-fledged fascist at this point, because generally people who are alt-right and religious tend to align with fascism. So that's really it. I mean, she just got really hateful and got banned. Like I said, from that email exchange that we had, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to do. But she doesn't want to be interviewed, and I don't think she wants to be in the public spotlight anymore, whether because she knows that people won't get her lifestyle or because she knows that she's shunned and you can't really come back from being a neo-Nazi. Have a great day.